Hey you, hope you're well. Welcome to episode 1 of my new series, Awakening Stories. With this series, my intention is to share what I've learned along my awakening journey to either help you with your awakening journey or to just help you with your personal growth. In this video, we are going to get out of our heads and into our hearts and why that's important. This time on Exploring Spirituality. What does it mean to get out of our heads and into our hearts? It means to quiet our inner critics, to create a more helpful internal dialogue, and to tap into our heart and the wisdom that is held there. When we do that, we can listen to our intuition and listen to the wisdom of our heart, which are often more subtle forms of communication and can often not even be heard over that loud inner critic that we often have just filling our head with junk. We are then able to move forward in our lives or with our awakening or with our personal growth without that inner critic holding us back and telling us all sorts of negative things that the inner critic reinforces for us. Let's talk about details. How do we get out of our heads and into our hearts? First, we quiet that inner critic. We bring awareness to it. Bring awareness to what your inner critic is saying to you, what it says, and what the themes are. Just bring awareness to it. And then name it. Name your inner critic. By naming it, it actually separates it from ourselves. So bring awareness to what it says and name it, and then knock it out. Literally, knock it out. You can talk back to it, you can tell it off, or you can ignore it completely. I have done all three. So by talking back to it, you can say, yeah, inner critic, I don't believe you. You're lying to me, and that's not true. Or you can say, or you can tell it off. I used to tell it off. I just used to swear at it and get it out of my head. Or ignore it completely when it would come up, and eventually it fades out. So those are the ways that you can kind of deal with your inner critic. And once you have your inner critic under control, next you can create a more helpful and supportive inner dialogue. The first kind of support staff that I created was my inner cheerleader. Inner cheerleaders can help us when we just need that extra boost of confidence. We need a cheerleader in our background. You may want to even create an inner nurturer if that serves you better, someone to soothe those pains. Back when I was coaching, I had a client who created an inner general, someone who really kept them on task and really helped them move forward in their life and in their tasks. So creating a more helpful and supportive inner dialogue is what's next. Also, I recommend meditation, especially mindfulness meditation. It was learning mindfulness meditation that helped me really deal with the random thoughts that would show up. I learned how to not get attached to them and just let them float by like clouds. It was really helpful, and I have a great free. I have a great free resource which I'll share in a little bit, so make sure to stick around. After we've kind of cleared up that inner critic and created a support team and really worked on our consistent meditation practice, consistency is key. Let's keep that in mind. I'll bring that up later. Then we can tap into our heart. We can actually sit and be with ourselves and ask, heart, what do you want? What would you like? How do you feel about this situation? I would literally sit down and have conversations with my heart. And sometimes in those quiet moments, our intuition also speaks up. And when I say speaks up, I mean whispers. Our heart is in our body and will give us like bodily sensations or whisperings. And our intuition definitely whispers. All of these are very subtle, so it may be helpful to keep a journal and track your questions and your sensations in your body and kind of intuitive knowings. I think that will really, really help in this process. So all of those things, quieting the inner critic, creating a more helpful, supportive inner dialogue, meditation, and just learning how to tap in with my heart, all of them help me get it out of my head and into my heart. And if you're hearing this and thinking, well, my anxiety will never let that happen, or you think that you can't overcome your anxiety enough to do this, you can, or at least maybe this can help. I too had serious anxiety when I was doing this. Most of this work for me happened either late 2019 or early 2020. Yeah, when the world was shutting down from the pandemic and my anxiety was out of control at that point. So I did all of these things. I quieted the inner critic. I created a more supportive inner dialogue. I meditated consistently. Consistency, again, is key. And then I tapped in with my heart space when I was able to get quiet. All of these things combined with reducing caffeine, sugar, and alcohol, all of these things then helped ease my anxiety. It is possible. I am not a doctor. I am not diagnosing you, and I'm not telling you what to do about your health. Definitely, if your anxiety seems to be out of control, check with your doctor. Absolutely. And maybe try these things too. Maybe this will help you. They certainly helped me. How did this play out in my awakening? When I did this work, like I said, it was 2019. Sorry, baby. Like I said, it was 2019 and 2020 when I was working on this, and I wouldn't learn about my actual awakening until a year later. So really, this was personal growth work for me. This was me trying to move forward in my life. I was miserable in my old career, and my inner critic held me back from seeking new jobs or finding even that new career. My inner critic would just tell me, you can't do that. You're not qualified. You're not worthy. You can't do that. I had to shut up my inner critic just to move forward, to find that new job, to find that new career, to even think of my life as being possible in a different way. Once I was able to shut down my inner critic and create that much more supportive inner team, then I was able to move forward with my personal growth, my life, and eventually my spiritual awakening. And with the meditation, I began to find peace and calm in my life. Pro tip, all of this relies on consistency. Had I not consistently done these practices, these behavioral changes, consistently, I'm not sure if this would have worked as well. So consistency is key. Do it as often as you can. Make it a daily practice. Put a reminder on your phone even. We have technology. We can use reminders on our phone. Do whatever you can to support you. Even that supportive inner dialogue can support you through this process. And you too can find peace and calm and tap into your intuition and that heart wisdom that we all have. Please know that this is possible. I know it's possible because this is what I used for me. And if I can do it, so can you. You can do this. You've got this. You are strong. You are smart. You are brave. And you can do this. Get out of your head and into your heart. In each one of my videos, I highlight a light worker or someone who has inspired me greatly. And for this video, for this topic in particular, I am highlighting Tara Brock and Jack Cornfield. They are the creators of that free mindfulness course that I took all the way back then, and it is still available today. That course really helped me learn how to meditate well, how to kind of clear the thoughts and focus on that space in between the thoughts, that peace and quiet that happens between our thoughts. It is a free course. I will link to it below, and their work is so beautiful. If you don't know them, they are amazing Buddhist leaders and spiritual leaders and just amazing souls. I will link to their websites and that course below. I hope that this serves you. I hope that this serves the collective and our awakening journeys or just our personal growth journeys. It is so important to continually grow ourselves and improve how we live and how we be. I am grateful you are here. I am grateful for your precious time and your beautiful energy. I wish you quiet minds and peaceful hearts. And until the next time on Exploring Spirituality, I love you. Be well.